Lone Star.
Won't make it to Lone Star. Won't make anything. We'll go ahead and jump into the game. It is on Whirlwind.
You know, Ben, whenever I eat bazooka in the bricks, I have to, I don't know, it's like something weird. It's going to take like 1 minute before my mouth stabilizes. Maybe it's just too much taste. It's like, damn.
That's what I mean, man. When you eat bazooka, it just everything slows down. It's like, if you ever played a video game, like a shooting game where you can like, go into slow motion?
Yeah, it's like Max Payne.
Yeah, it's like Max Payne. Whenever you put the bazooka in your mouth, the whole world slows down. So everything's just, when everything moves a little bit slower, you can just see everything happening around you at like 120 frames per second.
I actually asked Clutch to get me a energy drink, and he got me a Red Bull Zero Sugar. I'm not sure if he's trying to tell me something with that, or if he's literally the only person in the world who enjoys sugarless Red Bull. What do you think this is all about? I have no idea. Clutch,
I really don't know what to tell you there, bro.
I am not amused, that's all I can say. TSL Ragnarok is our Zerg spawning on the right top side of Whirlwind, while Slayers MMA playing under the account of My Vengeance is our blue Terran in the left top side of this map. Both players opening very aggressive in at least one of the games so far. Ragnarok opening up with a 9 pool on Antigua, while MMA went for 12-13 racks, proxy racks on Cloud Kingdom. Neither of those aggressive builds so far, Ben, have been very successful.
No, indeed not. But here we are on Whirlwind, where we're going to see some very big macro play out of MMA. Command Center first from our Terran player. Hatch first from Ragnarok, so that looks pretty dang normal.
Whirlwind, of course, such a big map. There's absolutely nothing wrong with going CC first. If I play Pro Tools, always Nexus first as well, Ben. Like a boss, it's all good. There's no fear. You can stop anything. Proxy gate, Nexus first, no problem.
I guess the fact that we do see these very sort of slow early games gives us a chance to talk a little bit about what's going on if you're just now joining us. This is Lone Star Clash #2 Qualifier. The winner of this event will be flown out to the Lone Star Clash in Austin, Texas. This Qualifier, of course, completely sponsored by Twitch TV.
Why is Twitch so awesome, man? Do you ever lay in your bed at night and you think, why is Twitch so extremely awesome? Could you imagine a world without Twitch TV?
Esports would not be what it is today if not for Twitch TV. They have completely sort of built this industry for us, and we owe so much to them. The players we'll be seeing tonight, we just saw Complexity Heart taking on Tails. Right now we're watching MMA versus Ragnarok. Still to come, Baboom Boom versus Revival, a little ZVZ action. And the STC versus Select, some TVT.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Revival, Ben. I thought it was awesome to see Revival finally make a big screen appearance again at the last MLG. This guy wins so many online cups, like him and Jan. I don't know, they just have a pact together. Like one night, I'm sure that Revival and Young just decided to get really drunk. It's like, hey man, let's just win every online cup for the upcoming 6 months. And then Young is like, yeah, that's a great idea. And you know, they actually did it.
They literally, they've been getting their allowance from Playhams and Zotacs and Go for StarCraft 2s. And
I mean, Jan has won like the last 3 monthly Go for StarCraft 2 finals on a row. That's 1,500 euro. He has won 10 IPL fight clubs on a row. It's almost stupid.
It's insane that a player can be that
and
strong.
I think Revival has won like 35 American Zotac cups or something like that. Or Playhams.
No, I feel like it's over 40 at this point.
Yeah, Playhams it is. I don't know how many Zotacs he won, but he won a lot of Zotacs as well. It's kind of sad for the North American scene.
Yeah, inner North American Playham play against Revival.
Yeah.
And
yeah, but actually, like, I mean, obviously, I can't blame them all. Like, they should definitely play whenever they want. But I've spoken with a few guys who actually are demotivated to play Playham because they said it doesn't matter if I play or not, because I can't beat Revival Young anyway. Now, of course, that's a complete wrong mindset to have. That's a pretty, it's not a super early Roach form, but it's quicker than in the previous game. I mean, at the end of the day, it's awesome practice, and the day that you actually are able to beat those guys, it's awesome. But I can also understand that it's a little bit demotivating from time to time.
I think we might be seeing some heavy Roach Ling aggression here out of Ragnarok. He's got this third hatch going down. It was scouted, though. Don't think he's necessarily going to cancel that hatchery, but I do think he's planning some dirty deeds.
Well, then triple orbital, 3 racks opening and double eBay on the other side of the map for MMA. So MMA eventually will be able to pump out a lot of units. Right now, barely has any production. The only thing he's able to produce right now before this tech lab is ready is a bunch of Hellions.
We got the resources for about 10 roaches. 6 of them go into production immediately. Will we see a couple more start? Yes, we do. 8 roaches now on the production tab. So heavy roach aggression coming here from Ragnarok. Now, he tried something similar to this on Cloud Kingdom, but it got completely shut down.
Yeah, but that was very, very different. That opened up, everything opened up different in that map. And that game, MMA went for siege tanks pretty much as quick as possible as well. I felt the roaches were later and the siege tanks were much, much quicker. So that was just a whole different ballgame.
Roaches are out. Will they start moving across the map? They definitely should. But right now they're chilling.
Oh, MMA is keeping the Hellions in his base, man. MMA, you're so in the dark. He's not dropping a scan either. This is going to get really dicey.
I think so.
Can I say dicey?
You can always say dicey, Kev. Ling's going to make their way across just to see exactly what's up. I don't know what Ragnarok's waiting for. It looks like he's just going to use these roaches defensively.
Yeah, he's droning up behind this. But he made 8 roaches. That's like a lot.
I mean, that's much more than you usually see for some kind of
Then again,
play.
this is Whirlwind, and it's a super open map. And of course, there are 2 ways into this third base as well. So maybe he just feels this is a respectable amount of roaches to play safe. Because how often don't we see a Terran player suddenly go for 10 Hellions, and then the Zerg has 4 roaches, and we say like, yeah, that's what you get for playing greedy. So maybe this is his way of not playing greedy. But it definitely confused the hell out of us.
Oh, Zergling run by! Yes, it does get up into the natural, so MMA caught slightly out of position, does get the bunkers, or the depots raised in time, and doesn't really take any damage, but that does both delay the little push from MMA that was coming, and it reveals his intentions. So Ragnarok has plenty of time to prepare. He's Baneling Nest finishing up. He could make some Banes if he wants. He's got more Roaches and Lings in production, so Ragnarok should have no problem at all dealing.
This Stimmed Marine with 2 Medevacs and a bunch of Hellions push is a push that I haven't seen for a while. I remember that the Muslim was doing this really, really a lot. He even claimed that he invented the push. I, of course, believe him. It's a strong push. I've played against it and lost to it many, many times. Really, all you need are Zerglings and Banelings. In this case, Ragnarok has Zerglings, Banelings, and Roaches, so I don't think it would be in MMA's best interest to push across the map. 63 drones against 57 SCVs. MMA is definitely not forced to deal damage or something like that. He's doing quite fine economically. And it's also just a 3-base Zerg ban. It's like MMA really doesn't even have to much across the map. He's doing fine on upgrades. He has +1 already. Of course, 1-1 because he's on double engineering bay. Both of them are behind the natural mineral line. Now that is very true. Ragnarok dropping a macro hatch and a 4th base, so he is taking advantage of MMA's being so passive. It's quite curious to see that he's building this fort so far away from everything else and not taking the obvious. Yeah, it's far away, but it does achieve a couple of things. If MMA goes all the way down there to attack it, that's so much distance he has to cover again to either get his army out or to defend the counterattack. But imagine like a double drop, 1 in the main, 1 in the fourth. Yeah, that's the exact that's the exact logic to that's the exact counter logic to what I was just saying. It is very difficult for Zerg to respond. There's only 1 Baneling on the map, Ben. Yeah, and it gets focused down very quickly. Ling's gonna have to come out and try to help these Roaches. I do think Roaches and Lings together will clean this up. They do. Nice pick up by MMA. Same time, oh, I thought that was a drop. It's a Viking making its way. Well, it's just as scary. If this Viking is Tom Cruise and he's gonna land, he's gonna kill a lot of drones. And with a lot, Ben, I mean a lot. Tom Cruise is not a badass, Kevin. Tom Cruise. Oh man. Tom Cruise is like. You know, like. Once this Danny or Greg guy or whatever his name is stops being James Bond, Tom Cruise is going to be James Bond. Tom Cruise will never be James Bond. No, he is born to be James Bond. only true awesome guys get to be James Bond. Daniel Craig, Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan was super bad. He was awesome. Sean Connery, the original James Bond, the greatest James Bond of all time. This is you sound like my mom now. MMA's in a lot of trouble, man. These are a lot of Roaches. The tanks are completely on siege. MMA did not prepare for this attack. Oh, this is so bad for MMA. He's losing all of his tanks, and that means he's going to have very little, if not zero, ability to deal with any Baneling play at all. So many Roaches and Lings that every SCV here is going to die. MMA, this might be GG right now. He's going to try to counter push with a small hit spot over here, but 12 Roaches are in production. MMA, you really need to get siege tanks up over here. Lings and Roaches easily going to deal with the counter push. And oh no, MMA, what are you going to do? Oh, this is going to be curtains for MMA Ragnarok with some very impressive play. MMA had so much time to raise the wall and siege his tanks. He doesn't have siege. Ben, he doesn't have siege. Wow, I somehow missed that. Impressive defense. Look at MMA micro and his siege tank picking it up every time he gets targeted down. He does clean up this attack. Now, that doesn't mean his position is good. He lost a lot of SCVs. Wow. 29 workers died, but he somehow manages to mount some sort of defense. Sending workers back out to this expansion is not the right idea if he doesn't have any map control. He'll immediately be punished for that decision. I mean, army-wise, he's doing fine. Actually, I think his army is quite much stronger right now. All these Team Marines, of course, more than capable of dealing with these Roaches and Lings. Economically, he's not doing all that fine. Map control-wise, he sees nothing besides what Tom Cruise sees.
The real problem, though, is when Ragnarok realizes exactly what's up, he's just going to morph a bunch of Banelings, and MMA doesn't really have an answer for that. Is there Banelings?
I cannot believe it. MMA forgot Siege.
Yeah,
that's why he wasn't sieged over here, of course.
Huge mistake. I mean, oftentimes when you see that happen, it's like a player clicks on Siege, but he doesn't quite have the resources for it. I've made this mistake with Zerg upgrades on more than one occasion. But
weird. I never made that mistake. I guess I'm perfect. Just kidding.
That's the only logical conclusion.
Every now and then I forget wipe gates.
Double medevac drop going to make its way over to the main base of Ragnarok, who has been well positioned to deal with these kind of drops all game, but this time there's nothing back at home, so some damage definitely going to be dealt there. Ragnarok's entire army out in the middle of the map. One hero Marine tried to hold the Zelnaga tower, but that was way too much there.
No, he believes. This queen will fall. What more is going to fall? The layer!
Oh, that's brilliant positioning on these Marines.
Meanwhile, I mean, Ragnarok is just going to attack, man. Siege is ready this time, but there are so many Zerglings. How's this going to turn out?
Oh, not very well. I mean, he's going to have to retreat to behind the wall once again. This third expansion is going to take heavy losses.
Oh,
these Marines in the main base.
Doing so good. They're actually going to stay alive. Oh, okay, not against all these roaches.
Yeah, the Broodlings actually complicate things substantially. A lot of damage was dealt there, but at the same time, the third base of MMA is actually held.
Still a very good trade for MMA.
Very nicely done, MMA. He's going to come out of that with not a worker lead, but when you consider the mules, an economic advantage.
And also army advantage, Ben. There is no infestation bit. He took out a few important.
32 drones killed in that little bit of harass.
He killed.
And dropping again at the bottom half of the map, Kevin. He's everywhere at once. MMA and the multitasking, just phenomenal. Kills the hatchery. Oh, so nicely done there by MMA. He's just going to pick up this drop and ferry it right over to another one of Ragnarok's expansions. And Ragnarok seems unaware of this, as 8 more Marines will unload in the back of this expansion as well.
There is an infestation pit out on the map. There's no pathogen cleanse yet, though. Losing that infestation pit would be terrible, but MMA is going to kill as many drones.
So many drone kills! Oh my goodness!
Wow. He went from 0 to 50.
Those Marines, heroes as they are, we'll have to see some of their brethren die before they're picked up and carried off to
Fast and
safety.
Furious, you have 10-second cars. Here we have 10-second Terrans. 0 to 50.
0 to 50, 10 seconds flat. That is, of course, workers killed by MMA, who is now, after what I thought was a very, very terribly difficult position. He's now ahead. So, wait a second. Are these infestors going to pop out with no... Oh, huge mistake. Ragnarok hasn't started pathogen glands and is going to have 5 infestors with not enough energy. And this is the worst time to have that happen because MMA is pushing. There's an Overlord farm right now. If these Overlords go down, it's going to be a very big deal as well.
16 Overlords.
Ragnarok!
Here are the infestors, but there is no farm. No!
That's okay. They can drop infested Terrans. Those aren't going to help at all in this situation. GG gets called. MMA, how does he do it?
I don't know, but he does it.
MMA, fantastic play. Moves on to play again today.
Ooh, sick rhymes, man. Sick rhymes.
Taking out Ragnarok and advancing to the next round of Lone Star Clash qualification. Great job there, MMA.
And we're going to take a small commercial break. This, of course, means that the first semi-final is going to be between MVP Tales and Slayers MMA. It's going to be TVP. That's going to be sick.
Next up is TVT.
No, next up is ZVZ, no?
ZVZ, yes. It doesn't really matter. We can cast whatever hell game we want.
Yeah, but I think...
we can go on to the round of 4 if we want. What up, Lone Star Clash?
What up, haters? Look at us now. You paid us to cast this. We're not doing anything.
SCC versus Select from the round of 8 will be our next series. That'll be followed by Boom Boom versus Revival.
We have watched too much Epic Meal Time.
I have actually no idea what the hell I'm talking about. We're going to cast more games, though. Don't go anywhere. StarCraft 2 comes back.